Welcome to Table Escape Artist. Today's table is called Fall into Plates. Let's get started. Today we're going to create an autumnal table. I love the fall. Living up north, I get to experience all of the trees changing color throughout the season, and so I wanted to make a table that reflects that. A lot of the colors that you see in today's table could be used for a Thanksgiving table, but that certainly has a different look, and I know that we'll get to it. Today is about the fall.
Are you going to be incorporating any Lego in this design?
Absolutely, absolutely. Whenever possible, I want to try to bring in a Lego set that we have, which is perfect. Not only in its color scheme, but it happens to be the kind of set in which all the different sides of the set
Three-dimensional.
it's three-dimensional, so it's a good visual for everyone. It's not just the back. So, moving on to our very first point that I want to make, which is a little different than normal. I know that in the past I'd said download a color wheel and choose opposite colors on the wheel to make sure that everything matches very nicely. And that's why a color wheel exists. Today we are going to go against the grain, but that's okay. We're going to pick two colors that are right next to each other, but when done correctly, when balanced accurately, you can pull this off with two colors right next to each other on that wheel. Today's colors are red and orange.
Let's see it.
Okay, so where do I like to start? As always,
On the table.
the runner.
Right.
The runner that's on the table. I'm going to be going against a lot of the previous rules that I had set.
Why make rules then?
I wanted to also do an episode where I show you this is how you can safely break the rules and still get away with a great table.
So the rules are there are no rules.
For today, yes.
For today only, there are
For
no rules.
today only, one time only. We're going to start with our table runner, of course.
Okay.
I know in the past I've always said get solid colors. This way you can mix and match them, make them all different however you want.
You also never put a tablecloth, even though you've always teased us.
I know, and that's a coming. Right now we're going to keep to the wood because with the autumnal colors, those burnt oranges, those browns, those deep reds, if you do have a wood table, absolutely take advantage of it. It's helping the color scheme.
All right.
So,
Ooh.
the runner. Now if you'll see, oh, look at how that shows up. Big leaf prints in, if you'll notice, this orange, yellow, and red. The green is here and there throughout as an accent, but the bulk of this is in red and burnt tones.
Sure.
So, went to the dollar store and picked up these different assorted leaves that have little slices in them. Sometimes people can hang them on the walls. But since we're doing the fall leaf element and visual, I'm going to go ahead and use them as my dish placemats.
Ah.
Yeah, have fun with the dish placemats, always. That's where you get to be really expressive because almost anything can go for a plate background decor.
Right.
And if you notice, I put the alternating leaves. The same shape is diagonal, not on the same side. We don't want to create imbalance. So we have a nice even, and against these browns, tones, or whatnot, I do want to bring them straight.
And you never think about how placemats can be different shapes. We are so used to the
No, you'd be
rectangular
surprised.
placemat experience.
They help you out. They help out with color. So help me get these out there, right on top, because again, I've committed myself to leaves as a visual. In everything and anything that I have, leaves. So, excellent.
Leave it at that.
We'll leave it at that. What are we going to move on to next? Let's set up the glassware.
Great.
Alright, so for the after dinner mugs,
Oh, so you put them out at the beginning.
I do like to put them out in the beginning. Sometimes I like to let people know, hey, this is what's coming, you know? If I put a soup or salad bowl out, you know that that's coming. If I put it in a small round, you know that that's coming to you. And in fact, we're going to go ahead and tackle that right now.
All right, Orange, you glad that you had these plates?
Yes, absolutely. So, with that said, we have our dinner plates and we have our small rounds, so great. We have the leaves matching. I have the color tone, even if I don't have the visual that I've decided on, which is the leaf. No leaf here, but I'm keeping the color tone, so I'm still making sure that all of my plateware behaves with each other. Now, let's go a step further. Speaking of, I know you guys are watching it. I have a bowl, so this meal will have an appetizer maybe, a
butternut
salad.
squash.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So I'm keeping my orange and red. I'm making these guys behave with each other.
I love it.
So let's put these out.
On
And
top,
I like to take,
or do you put them to the
no,
side?
directly on top. I want to have that color mix right in, red, orange, and then as your big plate, you see red and orange.
All the leaves.
I'm literally pulling it all together.
So when they say all the leaves are brown, that's not true.
No, yeah, turns out it's not.
There are purists who think there's only one way to set up the silverware, and making sure that on both sides of the plate there is going to be the knife, fork, spoon set up. Sometimes people have multiple forks laid out. You don't adhere to that, do you?
No. It depends on, for me, what am I serving? Yes, there are proper setups that have been written up and documented, absolutely, and multiple ones. However, for me, it makes most sense to say I'm going to put out a utensil per meal or per element course. And if I'm cooking, if I'm making enough, if I'm making an entree, an appetizer, a salad, or or a dessert or whatnot, then I don't have to worry about following any of the official rules. I'm going to have enough silverware, and so long as you lay it out exactly the same at each setting,
Right.
then it is going to come together. Okay, last but not least, I always like to throw down some cloth napkins. I'm not against paper napkins. You can actually have a lot of fun with that. They have a lot of colors and prints. But I do like to go in the cloth direction.
What's happening here with the color scheme with your napkins?
I'm keeping to red and yellows.
Okay.
A very mustardy yellow.
Yes.
If you would.
Sure.
So if I have red and yellow, I'm going to have yellow and red for that balance.
Those are the napkins.
Now at this point you are done with your settings, ladies and gentlemen. You get to have fun with your centerpiece area. Love it, love it, love it. So, the road is ready.
Yeah.
Let's get started. Okay, here we have, I love it when we have these additions to the sets. Tell us about what we are looking at right now.
It's a tree. It's a Lego tree. It's a tree house as well, but the interchangeable leaves on top is one of the reasons why I think it works so well for fall, because you're seeing those leaves shift from the green that we normally associate with trees into the
And it's
autumnal.
giving us a range of color. Now, how old is this set?
This is relatively new. This only came out within the last 2 years. On the bottom of your screen, you'll see the information about this Lego set. It takes a little while to build. It's probably not one that you'd want to hand to your child and say, make a tablescape centerpiece for me.
Yes.
You probably have to do this yourself.
We're going to bookend a centerpiece, which is when you create an identical design on either side.
Right.
So we're going to do that with, picking up from our appetizer dish, from the same set, that orange bowl. Maybe you can do this on that side for them.
Absolutely.
We're going to take 2 candle holders, simple black wrought iron, right in the center. I have with me 2 tea light holders because I don't want to take too much attention away. This is the center. It's a beautiful center. But I found these again at a dollar store. It is red and yellow stained glass. So again, I'm picking colors that are going to behave. And from that same store, lastly, to fill in the space around the orange bowl, are some plastic cut out and different colored leaves and pumpkins. It's an autumnal bag. You can find this at a dollar store easy. I'll put some in here and then you'll travel some down. Our last step, we're going to take a couple of dollar store leaves
Oh yeah.
of different shapes and different sizes, and we're going to litter them
Litter.
throughout the table. I don't want to get too far to the edges. They'll fall off as people sit down or
Right.
move around.
No, we don't want that.
So I want to center it around the tree, this beautiful autumn tree, and really just spread it out all over. So there you have it, my renegade table. Prints on the plates, food bowls and sets for centerpieces, 2 colors right next to each other off of the color wheel.
Gasp.
But, as you see, it comes together, just as every other plate and table that we've done here has.
I have to say, I doubted this at first, but once you put all the pieces together, it really falls into place.